Mali Islamist jailed for 9 years for Timbuktu shrine attacks. The International Criminal Court has sentenced an Islamist militant who destroyed ancient shrines in Timbuktu to 9 years in jail. Ahmad al-Faqi al-Mahdi admitted to leading rebel forces who destroyed historic mausoleums at the World Heritage Site in Mali in 2012. Judges at the court in The Hague found he had shown remorse and empathy for the crime. It is the first sentence based on cultural destruction as a war crime. Mahdi, the Vandal of Timbuktu, Africa Live. More on this and other stories. It is also the first time a suspected Islamist militant has stood trial at the ICC. Mahdi, described as a religious scholar in court documents, led rebels who used pickaxes and crowbars to destroy 9 of Timbuktu's mausoleums and the centuries-old door of the city's Sidi Yahia mosque. The court found he not only offered logistical and moral support for the attacks, but also took part in the physical destruction of at least 5 out of the 10 buildings. However, Mahdi had at first advised rebel leaders not to attack the shrines. Admitting to the charges last month, Mahdi claimed he had been swept up in an evil wave. Pleading guilty, he said, "I am really sorry, I am really remorseful, and I regret all the damage that my actions have caused. I would like to give a piece of advice to all Muslims in the world, not to get involved in the same acts I got involved in, because they are not going to lead to any good for humanity," he added, wearing a grey suit, striped tie and spectacles. There was little sign of the violent jihadists responsible for destroying these treasured shrines. Ahmad al-Faqi al-Mahdi was a member of a group with links to al-Qaeda and the leader of the Morality Police, the religious vice squad operating in Timbuktu during the rebel occupation. According to the judge, he wrote a sermon dedicated to the destruction, gave instructions and tools to complete the operation. His confession, a well-considered apology and apparent willingness to cooperate with the court contributed to the 9-year sentence. While the case is being seen as a rare success for the ICC, some of the victims in Mali say the charges don't cover some of the most devastating atrocities committed during the occupation, including violence against women, rape and sexual slavery. Prosecutors said Mahdi was a member of Ansar Dine, an Islamist group with roots in the nomadic Tuareg group handling to al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, that occupied Timbuktu for months, instilling its own version of Sharia law on residents. Islamists regard the shrines and the city's ancient manuscripts, covering everything from history to astronomy, as idolatrous. The rebels decided to destroy the buildings after people continued to pray at the historic sites. Mahdi led a series of planned attacks, starting with a sermon given during Friday prayers, and later gave press statements defending the actions. However, his sentence was on the lower end of the scale after the ICC judges accepted a number of mitigating factors, including his confession. Correspondents in Timbuktu, the UNESCO World Heritage Site which had been a center of Islamic learning from the 13th to the 17th centuries, say the sentencing was generally welcomed. One resident was more circumspect, telling the BBC he felt it difficult to forgive. Forgiveness means coming here in Mali and asking for forgiveness to Malians and especially from the people of Timbuktu who suffered from the anger of jihadism. We will accept to forgive when Ahmad al-Faqi understands that this land is sacred, the shrines are sacred, and that understanding our culture is sacred. Subscribe and give me like. Thanks for watching. See you at the next.